everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashables. So I am going to be decorating next week in my planner today. So I'm just going to flick straight through to my week and pull it out as per normal. So I just got a post-it note on there, that'll come off. So it is now going to be the start of March this week, so woohoo! For Australia that means it is now the end, sorry my dog's deciding to come in and say hi. It's now the end of summer, we're now into autumn, so oh goodness, how is it seriously nearly March already? But what it also means to me is that footy season is just about upon me. This is my favourite time of the year. I love footy season, so we are going to start seeing a bit more football stuff come in, and especially when you see my month, which I'm just about getting ready to decorate. You guys will see that on Friday. You're seriously going to see how busy my March is. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to use some stuff from the new Write Your Own Tomorrow kit. You would have seen last Friday, and I'll link it down below for you. I did a walkthrough of some of the note paper and the vision board / inspiration kit, which is what they're calling it this time. So I'm going to take, this one's going to be all from the navy side of this one. I really like the navy side. I like navy at the best of times, but I think this particular collection is really pretty. So I'm going to be doing most of these with like a navy blue kind of thing, and I'm going to use the sticker book, which I've just realised I don't have out. So I'm going to use some stuff from this Write Your Own Tomorrow range, plus a couple of little extras. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this post-it note just for now. I will put it back in a minute, and I'm going to just going to grab this washi tape. I have no idea where I got this from, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have absolutely no idea. I will go back through my washi tape collection video and see if I can remember where. But I really like it. I like the simplicity of just like the brown paper with the dots, and it looks really pretty with like a navy blue. So if you put it sort of with that, it's a really pretty combination. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want the whole thickness of this. It is too thick in its current form. And I'm going to run it down the side like I tend to do a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut the washi tape in half and use it that way. So I'm just grabbing my little paper trimmer, and I'm just going to cut about how much I need. Now the end of this is a little bit not sticky, it's a bit old, so I'm not worried about that end of it. So all I'm going to try and do is run this as close to straight down the middle as I can, and I'm actually going to stick it down and then cut. No, that's not down the middle. Not even close. So I am trying to get it in half if I can. There you go, that's a bit better. So I'm just going to cut that straight down the middle, and we'll see how we go. If this is, it's not that bad. It's pretty close. So I'm just going to put these down the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So that's what it looks like once I've stuck those down. You can see it's not quite straight. It's pretty close, but not quite. So I'm just going to trim off the excess and then go in and do the holes. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. So that's what it looks like once you've punched the holes. I've just got to get all this tape off my hands, which I should have done before I started talking to you guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I just want to go through this kit. I like that colour better, as in the navy, but I don't necessarily like the note that's on there. Stay Curious or Dream Big. I'm going to go with Dream Big. So I'm going to use this. It's not quite so navy, it's more teal, but we'll tie it back in with the navy. Something I have not worked out, but I really don't like putting these straight into your planner, like just punching them. I feel like it kind of wastes them, not wastes them, but you can't really then go and use them for anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own kind of envelope to put this in. So if we flick into this note paper, I want to use the white with that one. Yes, I do. So I'm just going to grab this one here. Come on. And I'm just going to make my own envelope. So as opposed to what we normally would do with the drawing it out, I'm just going to make it myself. So I'm just going to fold that up like that. And then fold that one down. So it's just a very, very basic, simple envelope. Just make sure that fits, which it does. And just grab some glue tape. Just got to make sure you glue in the right spot, because I have been guilty of not doing that in the past. So you just stick down like that. Okay. So just an own little simple one. What I like to do is actually fold this in like this. So you fold the corners down, and then I tuck it on the inside if I can. Sometimes the paper doesn't quite want to fold that way. If you pull the glue tape apart a little bit, it'll have that give. And that way you actually can tuck on the inside. So it'll live in like that. And the more I look at that, the more I don't like it. Damn it. Hold on, I'm having another idea. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so what I've decided to do instead is, rather than doing it as an envelope, I'm actually going to do it as a bit of a flip page, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. So I'm just going back into this. I'm just going to find a page that I can destroy a little bit. Yeah, we'll go with that one. So just tearing it out. So I've just grabbed some plain white cardboard, and that's seriously all it is. It's just a piece of plain white cardboard. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just grabbing the Kikki.K Love is Love range notepad, and I'm just using it just to measure. So I'm just grabbing. Certain extent, your trimmer's going to do the job to make it straight anyway. So grab a paper trimmer, line that up on that line, and make sure it's square on the bottom, and it'll make sure that line is straight. There we go. And then you just do the same thing on here. There we go. As that's the size of the cardboard I'm going to use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wherever I'd like it. And then we'll cut this out as well. So I'm just going to stick this down, and I'll be back in just a sec. So once you've stuck that down, grab your paper trimmer back again. And you just want to cut around the edges as close as you can. You can always go back in with scissors, and because you've done this your own size, if it's slightly too big or too small, like if you cut a little bit of the cardboard, that's not necessarily a big deal. So I just need a new trimmer on that, because it's not cutting very well at the moment. So I'm just going to tidy this up a little, just because it's not quite right. Are you waving at me? I thought you were. Now this next bit is completely up to you. I'm going to do it only because I really want both sides to look nice. So I'm just going back into that little notepad and I'm just grabbing another piece of decorative paper. I would really like a dark navy one in here. So I'm just getting this lighter blue one. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing as I did before, but on the back. So that way you'll have both sides to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. That's what it looks like when it's covered both sides. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the middle and we're just going to cut some little slits with our Stanley knives, or with knives, just for these to flick into. So I'm just measuring up roughly where I want them, just making sure the lines are straight. Can rub these out in a sec, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just grabbing my cutting mat so I don't damage my desk. And my Stanley knife. Sorry, my dog just made funny noises. Grab an eraser and just rub out those little pencil lines that we put in there. So then I'm going to just tuck this one, so I'm going to make sure that it's gone the whole way through, which it has, and you're just going to tuck this in. Not quite cut. There it is. There we go. So obviously you can do this with any sort of cardboard cutout. Just notice that's not quite the way I want it. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a sticker. So I'm just going to grab one of these little ones. I'm just going to put that right at the top just as an extra little thing. So that's what that's going to look like. I'm going to have it on, I am going to have it on this side. That way I can also have this on this side, and I'm actually going to grab another sticker. And I'm going to grab some navy for this one. If I can find something navy to use. Actually, I'm going to use this tag instead. Just grabbing some scissors. Just to give it a bit of oomph. Oh. I'm just going to tidy that one up. Okay. And I'm just going to stick that straight down on the back. Am I? Yep. Go. So that's going to live basically just there. So then just to add in some extra colour, I'm going back into that notepad. Oops, it's stuck. I'm just going to grab this page. So basically now just grabbing some bits and pieces stick on here. I always feel really guilty using the note paper. I don't know if you guys have seen the little video that Kikki.K have done with this note paper, but I will link it down below so you can check it out. My biggest guilt with any of this paper is I tend to use just the bits they've printed and not the other bits. Like, I miss most of this, and I really hate it because I feel like I'm wasting paper. So I try and cut these out as close to which bit I want, and then I keep these and I use them as at least scrap paper if I can. So I'm just roughly cutting these little decals out. I'm going to put that one down the bottom corner. I'll just leave that there for now, but I'll come back to it in just a sec. Then I'm just going to grab this top bit. I just want the start today bit basically. So I'm just going to cut that out. I'll cut it off first and then go ahead and cut it out. So I'll be back in just a sec. Just because these are so itsy bitsy and this one's so skinny, I'm just going to run these through my sticker maker. Just a little bit easier with fiddly bits. Fiddly bits. I love that word. Let's grab this bit as well. I'm actually going to do that one the normal way. So that one's going to live basically where I just had it. So I'm just using this piece of paper that I just cut out. The other one's got a bit more to it, so it's probably better to keep. Just running it down there. I'm just putting it just below the actual date. I'll stick these other ones on while I'm here. I like that one down the bottom. I think that looks nice. And that's kind of tying in that teal with the navy, so it's done its job there. Just making sure this is in the right spot as well. I'm going to put that one down. No, I'm not, because the other one's over there already. Put these two on. I'm just going to grab also my little planner while we're here. Grab out my netball stickers for the week. Oops, stuck. I'm also just really quickly going to rub out this one. Now what that one was signifying that the NAB Cup was on, and that's when I thought there was a chance I might have been going to that game, which I am now not doing. So I'm not going to write that back in or put a footy sticker there, so I'll just put this in its place. So got your two netball stickers. Oops. That one down the bottom, this one up the top. I'm also just going to jump back into that sticker book for a second. Just grab something else, something. So this is not disappointing, but I really wish some of these were in the blue as well as in the pink. They're calling it a blush pink, and I don't agree with it. I don't think it is blush pink, but anyway. Trying to find the sticker. It's always the hardest part. I'm just going to grab this one. to put it sort of here-ish, and then I realised I had 3 stickers in a row. Put that on that side. Put it over this side. Put that at the top there. There we go. So I'm just going to really quickly write in the last couple of things I've got to do for this week. So I'll be back in just a second. So I'm going to have to put back this post-it note. It's just because I don't know yet what's happening with these practice games. So I don't want to write anything in there, and I'd rather have it as that rather than the other one. So I will put it back. I'm just not going to put it back for you guys to have a look at this. So I'll put it back in after I've taken the pictures for you guys. So the last thing you have to do is just line that up where you want it. In this case, it just happens to sort of straddle 2 of the holes at the bottom and the top. So it's up to you if you want to have it a little bit higher so it doesn't do that. I don't mind, so I'm just having it a little bit lower. Grab your hole punch. So I don't usually put it back in to my planner on screen, but I am going to do it for you today because we need to see how that's going to fit. I'm just tidying up my mess. Work. It's just not going to sit in quite like I had it before. So I'm just going to move it as far across to the other side as I can, which means it will sit. It's just not quite perfect, but then again, nothing I do ever is, so it's okay. I'm actually really happy with that. The more I look at it, the more I don't hate it. I do wish this was a different navy, but this colour here sort of ties it in, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that is next week in my planner. Happy March, everybody. Happy autumn for all those people living in Australia. Happy springtime for all you people living in the Northern Hemisphere. Fingers crossed it's a nice weather period for everybody. We've just had a massive cyclone down here that's taken a lot of Fiji out, so let's fingers crossed that the cyclone season doesn't hit too hard anywhere in the world. So as I said, that is my March, or start of March. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, if there's a collection you'd like me to use. I'll certainly give it a go. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to make sure you don't miss the next one of this series, please subscribe. And otherwise, guys, I will see you again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.